Hey admins, how we doing out there? It is Monday after the mid-year, and it's a beautiful day in southern Indiana. The Easter lilies and everything are starting to come up. I'm not wearing work clothes today. I'm wearing my Cubs outfit. Go Cubs! Um, Working from home. First thing I want to say off is thank you to everybody that helped work with mid-year. It was a good success. We had good numbers. We had 308. Um, Pre-registered, and then we had another 50 some show up on site, so we had 100 or 360 some people. I would say pre-COVID we were usually hitting between 4 and 450 for those numbers, and then usually more people show up in the fall, so we usually have between 5 and 6 on those numbers. So we're slowly eking back to those pre-COVID numbers, so we appreciate everybody being there. um, I will try to get back with everybody. I get lots of requests over the weekend of, you know, they want a PowerPoint sent to them. They want this information. They want that information, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But I get them, and notes like this. Please send me this, or I get an email or a text saying, "Hey, can you send me this?" I promise I will work on those things. If I don't get to you within a few days, then send me another email or a text, and I will get back with you on that. I always have it during a one of those meetings, where at one of those sessions, and I'll get a handful of texts and a couple of phone calls when we're there at the session, and I'm like, they have to know that I'm here, but that's okay, and I will get those numbers back to you. So again, I just want to thank everybody. We had a good turnout. Um, Bruce Berger said it was fantastic. Him and his wife Donna had a great time. Dave Smoot was there as an observer of the weekend, especially since we didn't have another territory manager, and Daryl O'Brien, the regional manager, had to be in Wisconsin because of scheduling conflictions. Dave gave us an overall a thumbs up, said we did a good job, so we should be very proud of ourselves. No major hitches happened. um, Gonna go through some things really quick here. I want to talk about day at the races. Again, I know that was reiterated during the conference, but we need to make sure that anybody is going, they get that money in to Dick Schuyler before March 31st. He has to have that money in hand. I'll let you know those tickets are going quickly. We have 400 seats. We give 100 to the Kentucky Association because we always invite them along. We've already had a couple lodges that have already paid up front for some large amounts. We're talking 40 or 50 tickets. We're actually at probably about the halfway point of a little over 200 out of those 400 already gone. So please be quick on doing that and turn that around and getting that money to Dick Schuyler. If you know that you're wanting some reserved, again, get them paid for. Speak to him, send him an email, give him a phone call. Also, some other things that are coming up that we kind of discussed, and we're going to be putting the dates out for. One is the senior trip for the kids at Mooseheart. We're lucky enough to be able to host us in there on their senior trip. That's going to be mostly in northern Indiana. The only reason why that is because Mooseheart basically has the guidelines that they don't want to be more than a couple of hours away from Mooseheart, so that Chicago area. So they're going to go the farthest point out and kind of work their way back. They did Illinois last year. Looks like this will probably be an ongoing thing, and they'll probably hit up Michigan and Wisconsin and a couple of places in the future. But we're lucky enough to have them this year. The dates and the lodges are already set. Those lodges already know. They already have something planned for the trip. We'll be posting it on social media and emails coming up, letting everybody know when those dates are. So if they're nearby, to stop by and say hi to the kids. Also, along that lines, in April, we'll have the chairman of the board visit, and you'll probably hear me say Cobb every now and again because that's the short version of saying chairman of the board. He's also going to be in northern Indiana. Again, the only reason why we do that is every year we switch back and forth between going to the north and then going to the south. Last year we had Paul Curtis and we were down in the southern part of the state. Excuse me. So we just flip them forth. That's why both events are kind of in the north. That's the only reason why that's happening this year. Again, those lodges already know that he's coming. They'll be advertising for it. We'll be putting it out too. If you're nearby in one of those locations, we don't expect you to, drive all the way up from all the way down in Corydon or Tell City to come up to, somewhere far up north to see them. But if you're nearby in the district, please stop by and let there be numbers there when he shows up. That'd be great. Last but least, I do want to talk about retention, and we spoke about that during the membership report at mid-year. And overall, Indiana is lacking a little bit there this year. In the membership report, it was 947, I believe we were down at the time. Now, I remember that report came from Monday or Tuesday, which wasn't officially March yet. So those numbers have now changed now that we rolled over into March, and you'll see that in the weekly stats. We're down a little more than 1,500 members right now. Now, again, we always have those people that expire at the end of February, so we got to catch them, and that number will get better. But what we need lodges to do is make sure they're using their retention team and they're contacting expired members. At a bare minimum, what we ask is that you take those expired lists and take them to your board of officers, and then have the board of officers before a meeting make 2 phone calls to people on that list. Maybe they talk to them, maybe they don't. Most of the time, people aren't going to answer their phone because they don't know that phone number, and that's perfectly fine. Just leave them a message saying, hey, we want to remind you your dues are expired. The kids at Mooseheart, Moosehaven need your help and are relying on them to pay those dues. And the lodge has missed you, and if we haven't seen you for a while, we hope to come on in. Just touching base with them, it means a whole lot. Contacting those 2 people, each member, if you have a board, of 8 or 9 officers, you're going to hit over 250 people throughout the year if you're doing just 2 people at each meeting. So 2 meetings a month, you're going to hit that many people. It's going to make a big difference. I will say we're working with the district presidents. Each district president has the lodge with the 2 lowest retentions in their district. They have those contact information for those individuals, and they're going to be reaching out to them as well. And then the higher degrees, which we've been doing for a while, we'll be getting the 2 lowest from the south and 2 from the north that are above those 2 that the district presidents have. So we'll be hitting at least 26 lodges in retention. So we'll be hitting almost half of our lodges in Indiana, but we'll be getting that bottom rung with the lowest retention. But we talked about personal responsibility and the you guys bear some yourself. You guys have to be going out and contacting your expired members. If you aren't, you're missing the boat there. That's all I have. Hey, I kept it to under 8 minutes today. Again, anybody up north is seeing these videos now. Until we have a Northern Territory manager, if you want to email or contact me, feel free. My phone number, which did change back in November, so it's a little bit different than what was on the current state officers list, is in the weekly stats email. So just remember, if you can't find my phone number, it's there. But email and texting is about the best way to get a hold of me. You all have a good day. Take care. Bye.